Hi, I'm Rich Causon of Causon Business Finance in the Shed of Shillings. Today I'm going to answer the question, how much does a finance broker cost to use? Us finance brokers are a busy bunch and we do need to be paid for what we do. If you have a look, I've done another video on what does a finance broker do for you. Brokers typically are paid in two different types of ways. The first is you pay the broker a fee to go away and get an arrangement in place for you. The second is the broker charges you nothing and they're paid once the deal is paid out, once your money is paid over to you. The first model is used quite a lot for complex types of big transactions for commercial mortgages and invoice finance. There's quite a lot of work up front, putting together lots of information, and the broker knows if he's being paid a fee up front that he can dedicate half a day or a day's time to that to be able to get all the information together, so he's certain that he can bring a lender to the table so as you are going to get a deal. Be sure as the customer what you are signing up for in terms of you should be getting a letter called Terms of Business. In there it'll tell you whether you're going to get back some, all or none of your money if that broker gets a facility in place for you, and even if they don't get a facility in place for you. Finally, make sure that you understand if you do get a deal, will they refund all or some or none of the commission because they're going to be paid by that lender. The commission that the lender pays the broker could be at least the same or more again. The fee could be as little as a few hundreds of pounds, but depending on the complexity can stretch up into several thousands of pounds. The second model is more often used by loans and asset finance brokers because it's a very competitive market. Very few customers are prepared to pay a fee up front. Loan and asset finance brokers mostly operate as a percentage of the loan value as a commission, which is paid to them once you've got your loan. So there's no issues around paying them to not get you the loan. Again, this could be as little as a couple of £100, but depending on the size and complexity of the loan, could be a percentage of the loan. So that could stretch up into several thousands of pounds. With this type of model, you need to be sure that the broker is getting the best deal for you, not just using the funder that pays them the most amount of commission. You need to ask the broker how many lenders they've approached and what criteria they use to settle on the final lender that they're going to use with you. In both instances, brokers' fees and commissions have very different effects on the rates that you pay depending on the loan size. A £300 commission on a £3,000 loan is 10% of the APR. If you then add to that another 10% of interest on top of that, which the lender's going to want to at least earn as much as the broker, then that's a 20% APR arrangement before you've even started. On a £300 commission on a £300,000 loan, that's only a tiny proportion, 0.1% of the APR, which any good broker should be able to save you in interest and fees. So looking at the loan size and the complexity is very much a part of that. Our regulator, the Financial Conduct Authority, ensures brokers disclose how they receive their fees to you, the consumer, and you have the right to ask how much commission the broker's earning. I challenge everybody to go and ask their broker that question, and especially my customers. I hope that answers your question about how much does a finance broker cost to use. I've been Richard Causon of Causon Business Finance in the Shed of Shillings. Thank you for listening.